Hey everyone, welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. So today I want to take you a little bit behind the scenes of a rental kart race to show you what that's like. Now, some people don't think rental kart racing is that cool because the karts don't go as fast as some of the other karts, which is true, but the racing can be really good. I enjoy it a lot. I know a lot of the other people do as well. And DKC just bought a brand new fleet of karts. So they're going to unveil them today and let us race in them. So everyone's really excited about that. I haven't driven them yet, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, let's see how it goes. There's some rain in the area, so maybe a rain race. Just wrapping up work and gonna get loaded up, walk the dogs, already fed them. A little early, but they'll be taken care of. So we'll head out to the track and let's see how the day goes. All right, so I just left a little bit ago and it's Friday afternoon in Dallas, so that means traffic. Normally without traffic it takes me an hour to get to the track, and my phone's telling me it's going to take me an hour and a half. So I'm taking a secret shortcut and am going to, it's not that big of a secret, but I'm going to see if it cuts off a few minutes. So let's see if I can beat an hour and a half. We'll see. All right, guys, I just pulled up to the track. It's about 6:30, so it took me about an hour and 50 minutes to get here. It normally takes me an hour. You know, and Google Maps said it's going to be an hour and a half, and I took that little gamble. I think the gamble worked. It's just there were some accidents on the way beyond that, and it just screwed everything up. And I've got Justin on the phone right now. Say what's up, Justin. He is on his way. He's in downtown Dallas, which with no traffic, it's about 30 minutes away. But again, it's Friday afternoon. There's traffic, and there's a lot of traffic still on the opposite side. So he may get here in an hour, maybe just in time for the driver's meeting. So we'll see. Any final words, Justin?
I think that should be my karting name right there. It should just be Just in Time, right? We might need to change that.
Oh, Justin Times? Yeah.
Yeah, I always like to show up right before the race starts, you know?
You need your own YouTube channel, Just in Time.
Just in Time, yeah. There we go.
Okay, well, okay, guys, I don't know. We'll work on that. Let me know in the comments what you think about Just in Time YouTube channel and if you would watch that. All right, guys, I'm going to go in and we'll see how what's going on in there. So this is Chris. He used to be Kart Rage before Kart Rage was around.
Yeah.
But he's cleaned up his driving. He usually wears the blue shirt, so it's kind of a branding deal, I guess, at this point.
Yes.
That's good. And this is Paul.
What's the story on Paul?
Which Paul?
Me, Paul.
You.
Yeah, you just told his life story. So
this is the guy that got me into LO206 racing from K1 Speed. Paul's the one that said come out and drive a kart. So he's really the first one that got me out here in formal kart. So.
You know.
Thanks, Paul. All right, so we're at the track, and I signed up for a session, and all right, so we're at the track, signed up for a session. I'm just going to drive the new karts for the first time. The track appears to be completely dry, so that's good. We can see the difference in these karts compared to the old ones. So yeah, I'm going to drive them and check them out. All right, so these are the new karts at Dallas Karting Complex, and everything looks the same. We're talking to, here's Rick. Rick races with me in 100cc karts.
Yeah.
So you'll see him. Number 98 and 100cc karts. The karts are all the same, just the steering wheel's a little different. It's like a Formula One style steering wheel. The pedal adjustments for the feet are still the same, and the seat adjustments are the same.
Oh, and the brake lights actually work.
Yeah, the brake lights work. Do that again? Yeah. So this is, these are new karts, so we're excited to race these for the first time.
You're going to be running 2 heats and a final, essentially, and it's going to be by your finishing position. So you're going to get randomly selected to a kart for your starting position in heat 1. Where you finish in heat 1 determines where you'll start in heat 2. Where you finish in heat 2 determines where you'll start in the final event, just like always. As I stated earlier, I don't think...
Look who showed up.
made it.
Well, physically he's here. Mentally, I'm not sure.
Exactly.
Not after that Jeep rev. You missed that.
All right, we're coming down for the start of the first heat race of the night. Usually we do qualifying, but tonight they randomly gridded us up instead of qualifying, and of course we're in random cards, so we're going to start the racing that way. It's supposed to be 8 laps, but they threw an extra one in there for whatever reason. So I'm going to try to get in here behind cart 20 and just settle in here. Don't want to get too far to the outside. Keep it a little tight, but give room to the inside. All right, now this is a right coming up. That's Chris in the blue shirt on the left. Get inside of him. Little bump to cart 20. For you Kart Rage fans, that is Kart Rage directly in front of me on the inside in cart number 3. And watch this, brakes. For the first time ever, Kart Rage uses brakes on a go-kart. You saw it here first. All right, get another spot there. Settle in right behind Kart Rage. I got to be careful in this next left-hander. Usually people start sliding around and you get caught up in an incident and maybe slide outside and hit the barrier. A little sliding around, but nothing too major. Settle in behind Kart Rage. No reason to try to go inside of him. I don't have the position. Get a good run here. So I decide to make the move, give him plenty of room on the inside here on the exit, and see the guys up front kind of bumping around and sliding around. Gives me a good chance to get a good run on him. Kart Rage is to my inside. He backs off, gives me room. So I got to give kudos to Kart Rage. You know, he's earned his name for a reason, but so far in this race, he is driving very clean. So these karts that we're using, they're brand new karts, and they've only been on the track for a few days. So this is the first league race in the karts. And I'm going to tell you right now, the karts are all pretty much equal. So anything you see out here is more about driver skill versus, you know, who got the fastest kart. Because after a while, these karts start to get worn down, and some karts are faster than others. But that's not the case this night. The karts are all pretty much equal. So the results you see is based on pretty much how good the driver is. So usually I just post the races, and that's pretty much it. So in this one, I want you to watch, if you stick with me, I have this in 3 parts. 2 heat races and the final, part 1, part 2, and then the final. And I want to show you, I want to let you meet some of the other drivers, because part of the fun in this is who we're racing against and the personalities that are out there. And I'm really excited. In part 2, the next episode, you're going to meet Kart Rage. I'm going to show you Kart Rage outside the kart. So I'm excited about that. All right. Take 3rd spot there. So started around 12th position, and things are looking pretty good so far, kind of getting up the field pretty efficiently. I don't know who that is in cart 26. Kart Rage behind him, and then some of the other guys behind him. A couple of guys that race with us that aren't racing, like Chance usually races with us, has probably the most wins in this whole series, and I would say probably overall the best driver. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us on this night, and we wanted to see other drivers come out that we usually race against, like Juan from back in the day. He's a good rental racer. Vicent would be great to race in Reynolds. He hasn't raced in a long time, but he wasn't able to make it as well to check out these new cars. So hopefully in the next race, we can get some of those other guys out here racing, like Russell. If you follow the racing series that I had at Lone Star Kart Park, you know, Russell is a longtime DKC racer. He's kind of taking a break from it and raced with me at Lone Star Kart Park. Overall, excellent racer. So I'd like to get all those guys out here and race against them to try to bring you the best racing that we can. Those are all very excellent drivers, very tough competitors, hard to beat. All right, so right in front of me, that is Matthew. This is Matthew's first time racing in the heavies class. Matthew is the defending 2017 light champion here at Dallas Karting Complex. And Matthew got to go to Europe and compete in this series. So these are Sodi brand go-karts, and there's something called the Sodi World Series, where just different tracks around the world that race these karts. We accumulate points, and I think like the overall points leader from all tracks, like in the U.S., gets to go represent the U.S. Out in Europe somewhere in this race and race these karts. And Matthew got to go I don't know if he was the only American that got to go, but I think he was. So it was an excellent opportunity for him to go do that. And if anyone from SOTY or from the SOTY World Series is watching, I would love to go. I'll bring my GoPros, I'll make videos out of it, and I'd love to compete against other people out from other parts of the world and just kind of see, represent the United States, represent Texas, of course, and just kind of see how we do out there. Now, I just got done talking about Matt competing in lights. Now he's in heavies. In order to compete in the heavies class, you have to weigh, with all your equipment on, 191 pounds or more. So Matthew has met that minimum requirement. Now he's racing in the heavies. And if you haven't followed the channel, I'm defending 2020 champion in this series in the heavies class. So we got a past champion up ahead, and we got the defending champion chasing them, and I actually won, I think, in 2018 as well. So things are going pretty well in this rental kart series overall. Right now, Joe, who is out leading the race, you kind of see him barely up there. He's leading this point series in the heavies. He's having an excellent year so far. So, you know, he could probably win his first championship this year if things keep going the way they're going. There's a chance of rain this night. So far, it hasn't rained. Dry track, which is what we want, because we want to see how these karts perform versus it being a rain race and, you know, the person that can manage the rain race the best or can drive best in the rain wins. We don't want that. We want it to be, you know, optimal conditions, and let's drive the karts all out and kind of let the results be what they are. And so far, that's kind of what's happening in this race. A few more laps to go. You can see Matt kind of getting a little bit sloppy. I don't know that he's driven karts in a while, so you know, you don't forget how to drive a kart, but definitely you're not as fine-tuned with the kart and used to it as much as some of the other people that do drive them a lot more regularly. You can see some of his braking. The brake lights on these all work, so you can see where he brakes. Just kind of pops the brakes, doesn't lock it up, just kind of hits them, gets off of them. You want to keep the momentum on this kart going as much as you can. He and I have similar braking areas where we use the brakes. I think there's like 4 areas where I do use the brakes on these karts. Most of the time, sometimes we change the driving style up a little bit, depending on what's going on with the kart, how the kart's feeling, what the track conditions are, etc. You see him right there, just kind of get on the brakes and get right off of them. It's getting a little wide right there. It's getting a little sloppy, so that's letting me catch up just a little bit. But again, he's doing a good job of kind of maintaining the distance. I'm not able to gain on him a ton. So I'll take a peek back there. Kart Rage is hanging out back there. I'm not really worried about him at this point too much. I'm focused on Matthew, trying to catch him and get in the second spot. So right now at this point, I have an excellent starting position for heat number 2. I'm going to be, at this point, starting third, which is not a bad place to start. I'm going to be on the inside. That's where I start. But I want to go for second place. I'm not content just kind of hanging out in third. Plus, I trust Matthew, so if I get in a battle with him, I don't think we're going to wreck each other out and just kind of blow the race, so it's worth trying to get that second spot. Sometimes if it's a driver ahead of you that you don't really trust, it's very wild, sometimes it's just best just to kind of stay in your spot. If it was a final, then you go for it. But like in a heat race where it doesn't really count, it may be smarter to just kind of hang out in your spot, just hold it versus trying to race somebody and get wrecked out and end up, 17th spot for the next race, something like that. Try to play it smart. You got to play a little smart as well sometimes. All right, coming down for the last lap. Kart Rage doing a great job, caught right up, and he's got a run on me. And he backs off, kind of sets up the move here. He's to the outside here in a bad spot, but it gives me not an ideal entrance into the corner. So I'm not going to have as much speed going through. And I take kind of a defensive line here, kind of in the middle. Try to defend my spot from Kart Rage. And right here, he's behind me right there. So now we switch gears, and now we're focused back on trying to pass Matthew. I'm going for Matthew, and if Kart Rage passes me, then he passes me. But I'm trying to get the spot right in front of me. Versus I can either choose to do that or choose to defend. I'm choosing to try to get this last spot. You see him getting wide out there. It's a few laps in a row where he's done that. So I'm going to get a good run on him right here. Try to set him up for an over-under here. I'll back off just a little bit. Start to get a run, and then just settle back in. Don't have enough racetrack. I'm going to try him on the straightaway if I can get this cart wound up sooner than he does. And yeah, it's not really happening. So if I had one more lap, I probably could have got him, but he did a good job, so that's it. I started, I don't even know where I started, somewhere probably like 10th-ish, somewhere in there, I think. Ended up getting up to third. Couldn't beat Matthew right here. What year did you win the championship?
2017.
2017, but he was in lights. He quit running, so now he's in heavies. And he's a guy in second I was trying to track down. I couldn't get him, so that was a good race. I didn't even know that was you, man, at the end. But yeah, so we're gonna start third in the pre-final, or I guess heat 2, and try to go take a win and then win the final. But a lot of good drivers out here. Matthew is one of them, so it's going to be tough. We know how your race went. You took off from what, third place? Fifth place into the lead. Nice win. And you're the points leader right now, currently, right?
I'm the points leader right now, yes.
All right. So this is Jeff. He doesn't race with us a whole bunch, but every time he does race with us, he's a good racer. He's one of the best ones out here. So I'm glad when he races with us because the competition's better and it pushes you to do better. And if you win, it's a legit win because you beat guys like Jeff. So yeah. I ran over him one time in an LO206 race about 4 years ago, literally, and maybe I'll show you that right now.
Over top.
Yeah, but so what you been up to, man?
Oh man, I've been drag racing for the most part. I mean, that's my main deal is drag racing. So the road course, it's kind of fun to get back to the basics, because I started in karting when I was probably 6 years old. So it's nice to come back out every once in a while and get back into it and have a good time with everybody.
What do you think about the new karts?
The new karts are pretty equal. It looks like they're all fairly equal,
Yeah, I agree.
It's just pretty much corner speed, like it's always been, corner speed.
What do you think about rental kart racing in general out here?
Oh, it's fun. It's always fun to come out and do the rental karts because obviously you don't have much invested other than,
time.
$75, $80.
Yeah, and some time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got 2 more races left. Jeff's one of the top guys out here, so let's see how the rest of the night plays out.
Hopefully we can get a better start in the second one. So
for sure.